My name is Rob Redhead. I'm a musician, songwriter. In 2010, I pulled off most of my music that I put online because I was frustrated at the lack of money and everything else that was happening on the internet. And I knew the internet was totally going to kill the music industry, which it's done, you know. All you've got now is your sort of trash. So I pulled my music off, and with the COVID and everything else that's gone on, I've decided to put everything back up again. I was going to put everything back up maybe 10 years ago, in 10 years into the future. But with everything that's gone on, I thought I better start getting everything up in case something happens, you know. What I do is busk. I go out busking. I've been doing that for 20 years. I went out with a puppet. I had this sort of entertainment act with a rod puppet. I went all over Europe loads of times and all over Britain. The money for that paid for music projects, bands, and just living, you know. So it's getting tough, not just for gig and busk and rock stars. It's getting tough for everybody, local people. But now it's getting tough for everybody with what is happening. Certainly it's getting tougher on the busking thing, and fingers crossed that it's not going to get any worse. If it gets worse for the busker, that's a sign of what's to come for everybody else, because it starts at street level first and then it goes up. I have hope that things is not going to get too bad, that people won't let it go too bad. I've never abided by any of the shite that's happened over the last 2 years, and I never will. I've been following InfoWars and UK column news now for years. Although UK column news is relatively new, that's something I recommend. But obviously, mate, in the past I've been political and stuff, and my music is not where I'm at now, and I wouldn't be like that in the future. Because there's enough people doing that, and I think as a musician, you're there to entertain and to lift up people's spirits on the right side of God and on the right side of justice and the future and everything. We, the people, on the right side. So my little job is to keep spirits up. If you're a musician in a band, a busker, stick in there. It's tough with the views on YouTube and everywhere else, but I sort of came to realise that the internet's going to be around for a long time, a lot longer than we are. And whether it's robots ruling the earth or human beings or whatever it's going to be, the internet is going to be there for a hell of a long time. And if you do songs, if you're in a band, if you're anything creative, and it's good, and it's of value, it has value into the future. You know, Van Gogh didn't stop painting, even though he sold no paintings in his lifetime. He kept going. And at least that's what the internet offers musicians and songwriters, that we have that digital archaeology embedded in the internet for some entrepreneur to discover in the future and make money off. It always happens. You know, a lot of people made money out of Van Gogh. That's what's going to be. So at least I look at it. At least I've got my creativity, because I know it's good. At least it's not on like tape cassettes in drawers in the back of cupboards. That's very important for me. I've been very creative in different types of music in bands that I've done. I judge my life. Some people have a life of wife, kids, children, all the rest of it, and they'll go by the kid's birthday or when they went on a holiday to here or not. My life's judged on music projects because my life's been music and songwriting. So I judge my life on what I was doing in music at that time. Somebody has to. I had no choice. My creative mind. I was driven by my creative mind all my life. I had to go by that. And I'm still doing that. It's what I am. I'm a musician, songwriter. Probably people would think that's quite bohemian and rock and roll and rock star, and even if you're all busking on the streets, freedom man and all that. There is that, but you know, it's not glamorous. Even being a rock star is not glamorous. You know, once you go around the same places, it's just a job. But for me, it's the creativity that I'm always driven by, and I always will. Thank you for listening to me music online. Doesn't make us any money. Might do in the future. I'm just a guy out there trying to make a living, trying to survive like everybody else. And but for me personally, it's the music that I put up online. It's not just for now. It's definitely not just for now. It's for the future. You know, not in an egotistical way. I just feel like I have a debt to myself, that my creativity is everywhere online, and hopefully forever, and hopefully will get some recognition in the future. You know, and the bands, the people that I've been with at times, they were all great musicians, and hopefully they will be part of that as well. You know. So that's it. What else was I going to say? There's loads more to say, but I'm hitting the road, and fingers crossed that we all get through this, and hopefully Alex Jones is completely wrong. Just hopefully things work out okay for everybody. You know, I'm already well stocked up on food anyway. I would recommend that to everybody. Get stocked right up on food. But I'm just a musician, man. I'm out on the street. If you like what you hear, and you should do, because I'm brilliant, throw us some money, show some respect to the musician. You know, we're important in the world. We're important. You know, we're there to lift the spirits. You know, you need us. You need us. Thank you.